Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee. This is Hump Day. Mike. Anyway, so I think I'm going to use my fractals calendar, at least for a while, for a focused place. Because, for one, it's pretty, it's colorful, and I like it. So I have some plans, a whole bunch of things I want to do today. So we'll see how far we get. The first thing I want to do is I did a little practice thing here in my little notes on, I want to do a little test on 4 different pencils. The Prismacolor, the Polychromos, the Luminance, and the Holbein. Or is that Holbein? I'm not sure. It's either Holbein or Holbein. Anyway. So, yeah, so I want to do a little test on these. And then I'll show you what book I'm going to color in with the Holbeins. And yeah, so got some plans. So hope everybody's having a good day. If I miss saying good morning to you, thanks for being here. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's a live show on Ustream with mostly alive and awake chatters. I can't verify, can't vouch for all of them. Yeah, cool on the testing. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this. And I don't have a whole lot of polys. I have a few, so I picked. So what I'm doing is I picked just a red, yellow, and blue that were as close as I could get to each other, and a white. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I don't think this is going to work out so well with my laptop to my. We'll see. I'm rearranging the room, guys. So it's kind of like everything's kind of like, well, where is everything? Okay, so I did a little just my own little test, so I can tell. I wanted to get the colors as close as possible. Okay, you're awake now? Hey, Carol Renee. I wanted to get the colors as close to each other as possible. So, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and test. We're going to test on craft, white, and black. And it's probably going to flash out some because of the white paper. But we're going to give it a go. Yeah, it got a little bright there, didn't it? Maybe if I turn the brightness down just a little. Let's see here. Because with the white paper, it wants to, there we go. It wants to flash out because of the white paper. And then maybe I'll put the black over here. Let's put the white on it so that we can see all 3. No, now the black needs to go. There we go. Now we can see all 3 colors. Okay, so we're just going to do, and again, it's not going to be a full-on, like, review of these pencils. It's just going to be a little bit, and I think I should go this way so I can go across the top. Well, I don't know. I don't think it really matters. So if y'all have any questions, put them in caps. I don't know that I can answer them all, but we're going to play for just a little bit to see if we can do a little. There we go. Now we have room. We focused. Let's see. So, yeah, let's pull this back here to focus. I think that's good. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with the Prismacolor. Those are the ones I'm most familiar with. I'm only barely familiar with Luminance. I'm not familiar with Polychromos hardly at all. Nor am I familiar with the Holbein since I just got them. So it's going to be a learning curve for me as well. My Prismacolors I've used for as many years as I can remember, but that's the only one that I'm going to be familiar with. So first off, I'm going to I have them a little bundled here so I can keep them all, together here. I'm trying to make sure I'm in camera with all of them. All right, let me go ahead and let's write the names down first. Okay, so we're going to do Prisma, and I'm going to do it in big letters so you can see. Okay, then we're going to do, let's kind of space them out, Poly, Chromos. Then we're going to do Luminance. And then we're going to do Holbein. Or Holbein, I'm not sure. Okay. All right, so first on the Prisma, and I'll go across here on all of them. Okay, so I'm going to start with let's start with the yellow, and I'm probably going to have to turn it a little, and I am going to put hard pressure. I'm going to tell you how they feel, and then we're going to do we'll carry on over here where we'll layer. Right now, I'm just going to put the colors down so you can see I tried to pick the same colors. Okay, I mean, they're not going to be the same names, but similar. Okay, so this is Prisma Canary Yellow. And I'm going to bear down just so you can see the actual color. Okay. And then this is Crimson Red. And y'all know I love me some Prismas. They're smooth and waxy. So I'm, I'm a fan of those. I got to kind of come over here. I'm not. And then I have Cobalt Blue Hue, because it seemed to be like the best blue I could find to match with all the other blues. All right, let me go ahead and make some. Okay, let's see if I can fit them all in there. Okay, is it flashing out, guys? It is. It's flashing out. Maybe I should move it's because of the white paper. Because of the white paper. Maybe I put the brown under there. I don't think there's nothing I can really do about that white paper flash. All right. Then we're going to do white over here. And this is just the plain, just the white, not over black paint. We're going to do it over black paint too. Okay. So there is the white over just black paper. Can you, maybe if I move this lamp, let's see here. Is that going to help? There we go. The lamp is what is putting the glare. All right, moving the lamp. Now it's kind of a glare over here, but it's not too bad. Is that better, guys? I don't know. Is that better or not? You still can't see the yellow. The yellow keeps wanting to flash out. See the lamp? But I think that's better overall. I'll tilt it up here in a minute. Okay, let's just get them all down. Next are the polys, and the polychromos are made by Faber-Castell. All right, so the yellow I have is, what color is that? Now I can't see because I moved my lamp. I can't see the color. What color is this? Cad yellow. Okay, so here we go. So here's, and it's similar to the canary yellow. I mean, as far as the way it looks. That is better? Okay, good. Thanks, guys. Then we have alizarin crimson. And I am having to put a little bit more pressure to get it. Not that that matters so much right now, guys, because technically speaking, if you have to put hard pressure on it, that's neither here nor there if you're doing blending. You're not going to be putting all this hard pressure anyway. Know what I mean? You're going to be softly layering. So just because you have to put a little more pressure doesn't mean anything, at least to me. All right, then we're going to go with, what blue is this? Phthalo blue. And it's a little bit not as blue as this one, but this is the only blue. The other blue I have is dark blue. So this is just going to be as close as I can get. All right, and then we're going to do the white over here. Again, I'm having to put a little bit more pressure to get a solid, to get it solid. But again, that doesn't matter. And polychromos are oil-based. Prismacolor are wax-based. And I'm getting this straight from the girls that have looked this up for me. Okay. So I'm just trying to keep them separate there. Okay, then next we have luminance. And I'm going to do it over here on the craft as well. I really want to do kind of blending over here as well. Okay, so then we have the luminance, which their colors are just on the tips here. The wood is the color of the pencil. And the luminance, I had, and I talked about this before I hit record. I had somebody tell me they were oil-based. somebody tell me they were wax-based, and then somebody that just went and looked up a site here in chat, they said that it's a combination of oil and wax with a little bit more oil than wax. So, yeah. If y'all want to do your own research on as far as what is in them. All right, so the yellow is, and these are a little tricky to read. I do have them swatched, but I don't have that right next to me. Oh, yeah, they go this way. Oh, wait, I think I wrote it down over here. Bismuth yellow. Okay, and I'm not having to put as much pressure. Again, you're not going to be able to see the yellow probably till I tilt it up. I'm not having to put as much pressure to get it solid. The red is scarlet red. Again, not having to put as much pressure to get it solid down. And then the blue, I don't know why I keep trying to read it. I wrote them all down here on my little list. I think it's a mid-tone cobalt blue. So it is covering, when I put pressure, it's the quickest to get full coverage so far. Okay? And then the white over here on the Luminance, I just pressured down and kind of broke the pencil a little. Again, it doesn't take as much pressure. Not that that matters, though. If you're doing layering and stuff, you're not wanting to bear down anyway. So to me, it doesn't matter how hard you have to bear down to get full coverage, because that's not the point of it for me. All right, then now we're going to do the whole bean. I thought it was whole bean, but it could be, and they're made in Japan. And thank you, Melody. And then let's see, come down here and let's see the yellow. Whoops, sorry guys, I bumped the camera cord. Canary yellow. And it went down just right like that quick. Okay, it flowed right down. Trying to keep them separate over here so as I test, I don't have to dig around. Then carmine red. Again, going down, you can tell they feel a little oilier. And I'm going to try to look at them from a side to see how waxy they look as well. I'm trying to do as much as I can, guys. I'm not a professional pencil tester, but we're trying. Okay, and then the blue, which is cobalt blue. Again, real quick going down. So as far as quickness going down, and again, guys, this is just going to be my opinion on quickness going down. They all cover the black paper. Okay, for me, the test is going to be what they do when I put down black acrylic paint. Okay, so I think for as fast as going down quickly, Holbein, Luminance, then Prisma, and Polychromos. As far as like how hard you got to bear down to how quickly. Thank you, Lynn. Happy birthday month. Yeah, it's February. It's my birthday month. So, and thank you, girls that have sent me gift cards to Blick and Amazon. I am getting my Copics together, and there's a couple other girls that have sent me some Copic stuff too. So thank you all for because we're gonna start Copics too. So I think this one, the Holbein went down thick, fast, and Luminance second, Prisma probably third, and Polychromos it took a little more pressure to get it down. Now that doesn't mean anything, because like I said, I layer and I never do that anyway. Except for these demos, right? I never bear down and try to get off full coverage like that. So to me, personally, that doesn't matter as far as which ones, get down smoother, quicker, because that's not how I roll with pencils. All right, so now we're going to go over here and we're going to put them on black. So let's just see what happens over pure black paper. I'm also going to swatch over here some black paint, but let's try the paper first. And then on the craft paper, I'm going to try to do a little blending as well. We got plenty of room to try different things. I have a list here of things I wanted to test. Okay. All right, so we already went on white paper, went on black paper, we're testing the opacity of the white. To me, I don't know. It's kind of not really too hard. Let me go back over them again. Let's see. Again, the Holbein goes down pretty fast. Okay. Then the Luminance. It goes down just as fast, but I can tell this just feels oily. It feels oilier. Okay. Not that there's anything, I think it's kind of what you just get used to. Okay, the Polychromos. It's a little, I would say of the 4 pencils, and when I say scratchy, guys, I don't want you to think that it feels like and I don't even want to use Crayola because they're not bad pencils. I don't want you to think of this as like, meaning that's not good. But I can just feel it. It's a little more, and I say scratchy, but don't take it in oh my God, they're scratchy. It's not like that, okay? It just doesn't feel as smooth as the other 4. Not that that matters in the blending process. So you can see, just looking at it here, I may say the Luminance is the whitest. But look, guys, it's really not that noticeable to me. Maybe I think the Luminance might be just a bit, yes, not as smooth. Thank you, Terry. But it's not terrible. It's not like some pencils I've used, you can literally feel it scratchy. It's not that. It's not that. Okay. Yeah, just not quite as smooth. Yeah, they're harder lead. Yeah, thanks. Yes. So Janet said they're harder lead, but nice pigment. That's a good way to describe it. It is. It's a harder lead. Not scratchy. Let me write that down, Janet, because that's a good note. Oh, sorry, guys. Let me move my cord just a little, because I keep wanting to bump into it. I have it too much slack in my cord. Okay. Yeah, let me write that down next to my polys. They're harder lead. Yeah, let me write that down, because I'm trying to keep my notes. Okay, see, I've got my little pre-notes here. Thanks, guys. The Luminance does look brighter, and yeah, it does to me too. I think the Luminance is the brightest white. The Holbein is the smoothest. When you bear down and try to get color, like just a test, not like I said, doesn't matter, because when you're blending, it's not how fast and how thick you can get it down. But they go down smooth. It sounds like we're talking about a whiskey here. Okay. All right. So now let's do all the colors over here. All right. Let's start with the Prismacolor and just see. We did the white. All right. I'm trying to keep. I got my 4 stacks around here. Okay. So I'm just going to go on the yellow here. And I'm bearing down. Mind you, I'm bearing down so you can get the full color. Okay, I think I'll do one by one, because then I can get a better feel as I'm doing it. Okay, there's the poly. Then here's the Luminance. The Luminance is going down nice and bright. It does have a little bit of, I don't want to call it chalky, because I'm not good on my adjectives today or something. It feels drier. It feels drier, the Luminance. Although I think somebody said that they're a combination of wax and oil. But you can see good coverage. Good coverage there. Okay, and then the Holbein. Okay, it feels very smooth. Very oily. Okay, it feels oily. But you can see on black paper. Okay, we're going to test them all. But it feels just like butter going down. Okay, it feels oily. But there's the coverage compared. Okay? They're all great pencils. Trust me, guys. Oh, Cass. Holbein has another white. It covers even more. It's called the soft white. I do have the soft white. I just went with the plain white. All right, so Cass said I should get out the soft white because I just got out the plain white. Let me do that. Thank you, Kathy, who she uses these all the time, and so she'll know. Okay, so the soft white. All right, so let's do the test with the soft white. Hold on, let's make sure that is the soft white. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. This is the soft white. And yes, it is whiter. I would have assumed that the white would have been more concentrated just because soft white sounds like it's not quite as bright, doesn't it? But it is. It is brighter. So there we go. So thank you, Kathy. I would have just thought white would have been the brightest of the two, but soft white is the brightest of the two. There goes the sun's coming in my room. Sorry, guys. I can't. The blinds are shut, but it's just a beautiful sunny day here. Okay, so thank you, Kathy. So that's soft white. Let me make a note of that. Here's the soft white, and this one's just the white. Okay. All right. Yeah. Now it does look brighter. Yeah, thanks, Kathy. I wouldn't have thought that. And they do feel, like I said, they feel a little bit more oily. And this is just by my touch, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go from the now on, we're going to do everything with the soft white. So I'm going to put the white away just because I'm going to confuse myself. But since the soft white's the brightest, we're going to go with that. All right. Kathy's probably done. Kathy, have you done a show on all the different pencils? I'm not sure if Kathy's done a show with the pencils, all the pencils or not. Okay, yeah, we're going to do over acrylic too, Kathy. Just haven't got there yet. Okay, now we're going to do red. First, we're going to do the red, the Prisma. And this is just, bearing down, much pressure, And I'm going to do it over on the craft too. I guess I could have done them both at the same time, but I just thought it would be more. Okay, and then there it is on black. Now, the other thing I want to test here on black is I'm going to take their white pencil and I want to do a little square here, or a little rectangle, and I want to put each of the colors over the top of white on black. In other words, we're going to go over the white pencil. Now, it's not going to, or just to see what kind of blending you can get, that the pencils do not go over the white. That's why we put down the acrylic paint, right? So, but just saying. We're going to do a test, okay? And this is with hard pressure on all of these, okay? Very hard pressure. All right, because I'm going to do black acrylic paint as well. I hope I'm not confusing anybody. I'm going to start confusing myself. Okay, I didn't get quite enough. Okay, so here we go. Just to do a little bit of test, right? All right, so now the polys. There's the yellow, here's the red, and obviously it is covering better. It's covering better on black paper. And again, I guess it's just going to depend on what you want to use them for. I'm just doing a little test of each one. I think all those colors, well, yellow maybe not, but the other colors, the red and the blue, it's probably hard to see on camera. They cover a little better. A little better. No worries, Dee Dee. I was confused when you got here. Thanks, Janet. All right, so now let's do the... And again, I'm putting full-on pressure. Okay. The white feels pretty smooth on here. It just feels like it just takes a little bit more work to get it solid. Okay. All right. There's the yellow. And none of these, all these pencils are awesome, guys. If you have any of them, be happy. I mean, seriously. Okay, there's the red. And again, I'm just putting full pressure on each one to have it like to be the same on all of them. You know, the same pressure, right? I'll try to get the camera to, you know, do what we can here. Most of this, guys, you're going to have to just feel the pressure. If you get a chance to test any pencils at like the store in person, that's probably the best thing. All right, so now down onto the Luminance. Okay, we got the yellow. Let's do the red. And you can really see better coverage with the red. It's almost like a paint. Yeah, that's really showing up. Look. So there's the Luminance in red. Here's the Luminance in blue. Again, same full pressure. That's really showing up there, right, guys? All right, now let's do the rectangle here. Oops. Okay, now let's go over it with the yellow. I gotta stack this up because I'm going on the paper underneath and it's making a line. There's the red. Luminance is kicking butt on the black. Yeah. There it. All right. So there's the, yeah, on black. You can really see it, right? All right. Now let's go to the Holbein. Okay. We did the yellow. Here's the red. Again, it's just real. I mean, you can just almost feel the oil in it. It's just like oil. You can almost feel the oil in it. Although somebody said it's half oil, half wax. It's going on smooth. Okay, it's going on smooth, but it's obviously not going over black as well. Okay, now let's do the white. Now I'm going with the soft white because that's the brightest. Okay. And that white is nice and bright. I have to say, of all the pencils, the Holbein's the brightest white. Okay, but we're going to keep testing here, don't everybody? Just let's wait and see what happens here. All right, so now I'm going to go over it. Again, I can just tell it feels more slick, if you will. It's probably the slickest. Okay, but you can see, whoops, sorry guys, I'm on the line of the paper there. All right, and here's the blue. And nobody's paying me anything for any of these pencil tests. Just let's put that out there. I figured I better do that. This is all just my own testing. Nobody's sponsoring me. Nobody's paying me any of these pencils. Nobody. I've had Prismacolor for years. I have a few Polys. And then the Luminance and the Holbeins were gifted to me for my birthday. So it's like, yeah. Hey, Vicky. All right, so here we go. On the Prisma, and I'm going to try to do a shine test in here a minute too. Let me put these over here. I want to do a shine test as well, but just give me a minute. Okay, so there's the Prisma. Here's the Polys. I want to kind of get the light in different angles. Here's the Luminance, and there's the Holbein over white and on black. And I'm using, this is the soft white, because that's the brighter. Okay, now let me do a shine test, and I don't know if that's going to really okay, so let's see. Full pressure, and you probably aren't going to, there, okay, full pressure. You can see some of the wax on the Prismacolor. Here is the Polychromos, probably has the least amount of wax shine. No, I'd say no, the Luminance probably has the least amount of shine. I'm trying to see it myself. Yeah, I would say the Luminance has the least amount of shine. Again, not that that matters, guys, when you go to do soft layers, but, you know, just so you know how many layers you can get, okay? So the Holbeins are the brightest of the colors on white, but they're not that bright on black. Again, how much are you going to be coloring on black? That might matter. If you're coloring pencils on black paper, the Luminance is the brightest. If you're coloring on white paper, the Holbein is the brightest. Can y'all see that real quick? Again, nothing wrong with these two. This is my go-to baby right there, right? So hopefully that kind of helps you on the black and the white. Brightest on black, Luminance. Brightest on white, the Holbein, or the Holbein, whichever you pronounce it. Okay? Now let's go over to the craft paper. And we're going to do some other tests. I got a whole list of tests here to try. Okay, so and we're going to go on we're going to go over watercolor and over acrylic. Okay, and we're going to blend. And we're going to try to blend with each other. We're going to see how well people play together. Let's see how well we play together, shall we? Because I'm going to mix them. I'm going to try the Prismas with the different ones. I'm going to try the polys. I'm going to try to mix them, see what happens. And we'll do that on white paper because that's, you know, most of us are going to be working. Yeah, most of us are going to be working on white. Now I do my portraits on not craft paper. I do it on the soft, you know, tone tan, Strathmore tone tan paper. This is just craft cardstock, and I picked it for the color, you know, for the craft color. Okay, you like that, Vicki? Okay, so now we have done it on black paper, white paper. We tested the opacity of the white. Okay, so now we're going to do the craft. All right, this is going to just take a little bit of time. Yes, yeah, we gotta play nice. All right, so here's the yellow, and it might not be that much of a real difference. I don't know on craft. I just wanted to do it on craft. Oh wait, that's not. Wait, let me. I'm sorry, I picked up the wrong pencil. It may not make a difference to you guys on craft, but again, I do my portraits. Kathy does too. She does portraits on craft paper, so or craft color, not craft paper. All right, so here's my Prisma. And again, full bearing down, which I don't ever do when I'm using the pencils. Okay, here's the red and the blue. And the craft paper's a little scratchy, so a little textury. So that's kind of a good test too. Okay. It's scratchy, or it's, you know, it's rougher than the white or the black. Okay, so there's the Prismacolor. Let's do the white on craft. So these are all the Prisma. Okay, now let's go to the polys. Again, it's a little more work to push down and get full coverage, but look, it's good. All right, here's the red. I just feel like I have to bear down a little harder to get it full coverage. But look, it's a good coverage once you get it down there. And you may not even be able to tell on camera any difference. We'll see. Okay, got any questions? Just holla. And again, it's a little, there we go. There we go. I have to have light on though to see, but it's the light putting a little bit of glare on there. All right, so let's keep going. I'll tilt them back up again in a minute. All right, the Luminance, let's go with yellow. Again, it's a little, it's brighter, and let me just keep going. It's easy to put down, very quick to put down coverage. I got a little bump there. It's under there. And again, the polys are supposed to be oil, and these are oil and wax. Somebody commented on mixture. The Luminance. Is that right? Yeah. I'm going to have to sharpen here because I'm really bearing down. All right, so there's the luminance. Now let's go down to the Holbein. And again, I'll tilt them up for you guys so you can see the colors better in just a minute. Okay, so it's going down real smooth, but it's not as the opacity. They're not as opaque as the luminance. The luminance seem to be the most opaque and the brightest. Okay, but these feel so smooth. I mean, it's like oil. I mean, you can feel the oil. It's like they're slick. You can really feel it. Okay, and then this is the soft white, which seems to be the brightest of all of them. All right, so let's tilt and see. Y'all can see here without the flashed light. Okay. Prisma, Poly, Luminance, and Holbein. Can y'all see? I hope. Please tell me y'all can see okay. I know it kind of flashes in and out, guys, but that's because of my lamp. But I want y'all to be able to see in various forms. Okay, I'm doing my best. Doing my best. So, again, we're going to do some, let me try to move the lamp back just a little. We're going to do some blending, okay? Let me write on here just so I don't get these mixed up. Prisma, Poly, Luminance, and Holbein. Okay. These are very slick though, guys. If you feel them in your hand, it's like butter. They're slick. They go right on, okay? But the luminance are the most opaque so far. Okay, and again, it's going to depend on what you want to do. Holbeins might be great for, Kathy swears by these for her, right, Kathy? Aren't these what you use the most for your portraits? And see, to me, that's going to matter. The portrait bit, you know. So, you know, these might look the almost opaque, which is good for some things, but it depends on what you want to use them for. So I can see a use for both. Trust me. In my personal pencil opinion. I got to write that down. In my personal pencil opinion, instead of in my humble opinion, it's in my personal pencil opinion. Okay. There we go. I was waiting to see what Kathy said because I think she uses. Kathy had to go. Okay, all right. So we'll have to ask her some more on them later. Okay, so there we go on those. All right, so there we go. Again, most opaque. These are kind of really oily and slick. To me, it's going to depend on the portrait test, right? Yes, I cracked myself up, Vicki. All right, so now we have done that on craft paper, so we can check that out. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move over here. Let's move this back on this side now. Oh, wait, let me write on here in white. Prisma, just so I don't forget. Poly, because I'm going to keep these for later, so I don't have to do them again. Luminance, let's just call it Lumi, and then soft white Holbein, with the color I'm writing in. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and go over here to the, we're going to do a chart. I want something here besides, I want something here to capture my light for me. There we go. A little fractal business going on. Okay, so now what I want to test is how well let's try, oh wait, no, I wanted to do over acrylic paint. Let's do that next. Okay, so let me go ahead and just put out some black craft paint, okay. All right, so I'm just gonna, and I'll have to dry this. All right, so here we go over craft paint, which is different than just going over black paper, guys. It's going to be totally, well, I can't say totally different, but it is different, especially in the feel of it. Okay, so we're going to put some black craft paint down for each one. All right, now let me hit it with the heat gun and dry it. Yeah, people are going, what kind of test are you doing? What kind of test is this? And you want to always make sure. Oh, I also wanted to do a watercolor test over watercolor. Okay, we'll do that next. Okay, so now we're just going to do a little bit on each one here. Okay, I'm just going to make sure I get the right pencils. When my sons can remember cracking himself out. Yeah, trust me, we've all kicked ourselves out of chat at one time. That's what your son would say instead of crack myself up. Okay, so here we go. Prism, and I'm again full bearing down, right? Full bearing down, which I never do, rarely do in projects. Okay, so here's the red, but I'm trying to get y'all to see the opacity and whatnot. And then here's the blue. Whoops, that one I gotta sharpen, guys. There's not even an. I wore that one down till nothing. So let's sharpen the pencils here. Okay. All right. All right, so there's the blue, and there it is on black acrylic paint. Oh, I need to do white too. Let's do white. We really need to test the white. Okay. They're doing this. Yes, I know. You can see all the differences. And again, guys, I think it's going to depend on what you do. I can see that people would like the luminance for the opacity coverage, but the Holbeins, I can see how those might be good for portraits, and I'm pretty sure Kathy uses those for portraits too. Okay, so let's go in with the polys. So it just depends on what you're going to use them for, guys, I think. Okay, now as far as color books go, a Prisma is going to be fine on your color books, unless you're doing like, let's say the Look color book, where you're doing a big face that's this big, where, skin tones and blending and all that you have to take that into account. But trust me, for your general color book coloring and blending, nothing wrong with the Prismacolor. Okay, totally nothing wrong with the Prismacolor. All right, so let's go with the red. And again, it's more work. It's more work to put it down in a solid fashion like this. Okay? But, it's smooth. It's smooth. All right, the blue. Oh, I got to make a space for the white. The blue. And then here's the white up here. Okay. Full pressure. Let me fill this a little bit in here, just so it's solid. Do the oil-based ones feel they would smear? We'll do a smear test too. That's a good question. Let me make a note of that, Carol Renee, because here's my list of tests. Smear, okay? We'll try to smear them. All right, now the luminance. Let's go with white. I got to sharpen, guys, because I've been bearing down on all these pencils. I'm wearing them all down to a nub because of the pressure I'm putting on them. Okay, so here, whoop, here's white, yellow, red, blue, I'm working over the cracks there, and that's not a good thing. Okay. Again, very opaque. Still see a little bit through the yellow. So here's Prisma, Poly, Luminance, and again, guys, it'll flash back and forth with the lighting. Which pencil leave more pencil dust? So far, it might, I don't know if it's the Luminance. Let me do the Holbein now. Let's see, because I'm really bearing down. Now I want to think about that, right? Okay, so there's the Holbein. I mean the white. Here's the yellow. The red. I would say the Luminance is when I bear down. When I'm bearing down this hard, well, I don't know. The Holbein's leaving a little, but probably the Luminance probably felt the most like dust. Again, guys, if you haven't had that experience, this is the first time I've even, really done anything with the Holbeins ever, other than swatch them. Okay, so. But here's the thing, guys, as far as the dust of it goes, again, that's really not going to be a concern to me because I never do this. I never go, and bear down on it where I'm actually leaving some dust. I don't treat my pencils that way. I treat my pencils with respect. They get nice, slow layers. They don't get, right? Okay, so here we go. And I'll keep these charts for further reference, especially if we want to do more things, more testing with them. All right, so there they are over black. Now let's do a little, just to see what happens when they go over a water medium. I'm just going to use plain old watercolor, okay? I think that any watercolor, any type of watercolor, you're probably going to have pretty much the same result. Okay, whether it's, the cheap watercolor set, Neocolor 2, Ink, I think that they're all going to go over water-based medium. Hey, Bunny, they're all going to go over water-based mediums probably about equally well. Now, I mean, you could probably really tell if you... I'm not going to be able to tell. Let's put it that way, for the most part. I'm not doing any kind of work where that's going to be so important that little tiny bit of difference between a Koi watercolor set and a Daniel Smith water set is going to, that I would notice. Does that make sense? Okay, so let me write down here that this is acrylic. Now I'm going to do watercolor. And then we'll do a new sheet for blending because I'm not going to have enough room here. Okay? All right. So let's see. I think I'm going to just do, let's do a green. Let's do a green because it'll be a different color. And we'll just see what happens. And that may be a bad choice, but we're going to go with it. Okay. So I'm going to just wet down some green here. And I just want to, okay, we'll kind of go from dark to light too. Just so we can kind of see what happens, right? All right, so I'm going to put 4 swatches of water green, a little bit more. I'm trying to get them all the same. Kind of like that. And again, the colors are going to be different when you test them on different watercolors. We just did black acrylic paint. I'll just go ahead and go all the way down here to make 2 lines. I'll just make a line between the 2. I'm really just kind of testing. And the other thing that's going to matter, that this is just cardstock. This is just white cardstock. If you're doing this kind of testing of watercolor on watercolor paper, Your pencils are probably going to have, you know, the textury bit, okay? So keep that in mind. Of the papers I'm using, this is just 110 white cardstock from Staples. This is just Recollections craft cardstock, and this is just probably Recollections black cardstock. Okay, so your papers do matter. All right, so let me go ahead and dry. And you always want to make sure it's 100% dry before you go over it with any kind of pencil. All right, so now let's go ahead and go over it with our green. Oh wait, let me divide this up. Where's my black? I want to divide that into the two. Okay, all right. Are y'all getting something out of this? All right, so we're going to go, and I'm going to have to sharpen some pencils as I go because I've worn them down. Okay, so here's our white Prisma. Our yellow Prisma. And I'm trying to go over the edge. It won't matter with the white, but I'm trying to go over the edge so you can kind of see the difference in the colors when you go over a watercolor. How it changes the color, right? Again, I'm bearing down full strength just so y'all can see. And then the blue. Little crumble on the Prismacolor. Oh, good. I'm glad. Okay. Oh, let me fill that in because it just bugs me that it's not filled in over there on the edge. There we go. All right. Now the polys. Gonna sharpen here. Okay. Here's the white. The yellow. Oh, gotta sharpen. I've worn them all down. Worn all the tips down. Again, the polys, I have to put a little more pressure. Not that that matters when you're layering. These may layer. We're going to do some layering tests next, guys. We're going to layer up. Okay, we're going to layer and we're going to compare how they play together. Okay. All right, so there's the red. And here's sharpen. Here's the blue. It's got good coverage, but I have to push down a little harder just to get it full strength. Okay. Dee, I have Holbein pencils on my wish list. So good for me to see how well they perform. Oh, good. Yeah. You definitely want to, before you buy Luminance and Holbein, don't just watch my tests, people. Go watch a lot of them. These were both gifted to me. I would not own these if they weren't gifted to me. Just saying. They're not cheap, people. Okay, so now here's the Luminance white. Luminance yellow. Then I want to go off the edge so you can see it over a color. And then the red. And they are, so far they're kind of, I don't want to say they're not really crumbly. It leaves a little bit of, and I know a lot of that's because I'm bearing down so hard, which you wouldn't normally do. I know I have to keep repeating that, but it's just it's the fact of it. But they do, when you bear down, seem to be the most kind of crumble, you know, and it's not even crumbly. Crumbly's not the right word. All right, now let's go on to the Holbein, and again, sharpen. This, I'm using the soft white, which Kathy told us, and I'm glad she did, is the most, the brighter of the two whites. They have a white and a soft white in the Holbein. So if you plan on buying a white individually from Holbein, okay, hang on guys, I got something stuck in my pencil sharpener there. Hang on, there we go. if you plan on buying a white Holbein, get the soft white. It is the brighter of the two. Okay, I got some, hang on guys, I got some leftover something in one of my, in my pencil sharpener there. There we go. If you're going to buy one or the other, get the soft white because it's the brightest. Okay, so, I did that. And that's what happens when you try to bear down, guys. Don't try to bear down on your pencils. It's just not good. Treat your pencils with respect. And I am trying to kind of hurry too. I shouldn't do that. Okay. All right, here we go. So here's the soft white. Here's the yellow. Again, they're more translucent than the Luminance. Got to sharpen too. Hang on, guys. Got to keep sharpening because I'm bearing down. Okay. They're more translucent, which may be good when you're doing portraits, which is what I will use them the most for, right? Portraits. So I'll have to do more testing on the portrait part. This is just your basic quick color opacity test here. Didn't leave myself much room down there. Okay. All right. Holbein doesn't sell their pencils individually. Oh, okay. Thanks, Mel. I did not know that. Okay. So here we go. So here is Prismacolor over black acrylic paint and over green watercolor. The Polys, the Luminance, and the Holbein. There's the white Holbein right there. Soft white. Okay. All right. Here they are on the craft paper. See, the Luminance are more opaque. Again, I'm wondering how the Holbeins are going to do with blending portraits. For me, that's the thing for me, you know. Last time I bared down. Yeah, baby. Bunny. Here's the Prisma. Here's the Prisma on black paper. Again, I think if I just kind of set it down here and kind of shuffle it back and forth, you can probably see better than me trying to move it in the light. Okay, now let's do some blending. Let me get a new sheet of white paper. All right. I don't know. Artsy Marilyn was here Monday, I think. Yeah, she sleeps weird hours. She might come in here for 20 or 30 minutes, leave for 2 hours, and come back in 15 minutes at the end. I mean, yeah. So she's probably asleep. Especially, you know, West Coast. That's even more, you know, just like Sherry. You know, Sherry can't, you know, be here a lot too because she's on the West Coast. So, okay. That's why we record and upload to YouTube. Oh, and speaking of YouTube, I do want to announce this real quick. Next week, next Monday, I don't leave a comment now, YouTubers. Wait till I set up the page for this. I'm going to do my birthday giveaway on Monday. I'm going to do one here in Ustream, and I'm going to do another one on YouTube. And I am going to add some other things to this, but one of the prizes for each group is going to be a Bennett Klein sketchbook. I have the first one and the second one here, and I'll be giving away one on YouTube and one here on Ustream with some other stuff. I'm putting together some things, but I just wanted to let y'all know some giveaways are coming up. Yes, I love my YouTubers too. So thank you, and thank you YouTubers that leave comments and everything. So yeah. All right, so now let's go ahead and go back now. Let's go to another sheet of paper. Let me kind of keep my fractals under that. It also gives me some cushioning. All right. Now I want to do some blending test. Let me check my charts here and see what else I have to do. Okay. All right, I did it over acrylic paint, over watercolor, on white paper, black paper, craft paper. We test the opacity of the white. Now I want to blend two colors of the same. So let's go ahead and do first. We're just gonna do two colors. Like we're gonna do well, we'll do it like the trifecta. We have the red, yellow. So yeah, we got the primary. So Prisma. Let's try to make it kind of more even here. Polys, Lumies, and the Holbein. All right, so now we're going to just play with, and I'm not going to, I mean, I might bear down some, but I'm also just going to try to do some blending. So we're going to use the three colors. Hi, CB. I'm going to have to sharpen again as we go. We're going to use the three colors, the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And again, I tried to pick the colors that were the most similar in each group. Although in the polys, I didn't have too much, you know, I only had that one blue and a real, real dark blue. But I still think I got it close. It's a little bit lighter than the others, but it was the closest one I had. So the polychromos, I think this is what I say was a blue hue, the phthalo blue. There might be a something in between the dark blue and this blue, but I don't have it. So just, you know, want y'all to know that. I try to get as many of the colors the exact same as I could. Not by the name, but by the color itself. That's where I did all my little own swatch test over here, trying to find the best blues and the best, see, look at all the little testing I did over here. Okay, to find the most accurate. All right, so now I'm going to take, and we're going to do a little play with blending. All right, so I'm going to softly, and some of these lighter color, the yellows and stuff are probably not going to show up. But what I want to do is I'm going to go with yellow, and I'm going to make the three, you know. All right, so we're going to go with yellow here. All right, so I'm just going to do lightly. I'm just going to play a little bit, because we're going to mix yellow and blue, yellow and red and blue to make orange, green, and purple. Okay, those are the from the primaries. All right, so there's yellow. Now I'm going to take the red, and I'm just going to kind of do a couple blends here. I'm going to go light, because I want to blend them up. I'm trying to do it light, and I don't want to hurry, but I don't want to take all day either. So I'm just going to do a little bit of soft blend here. And try to get lighter and lighter. I'll hold it up to the camera. See, this is how I treat my pencils. Like the sweet ladies that they are. I treat them with respect. Like the sweet ladies that they are. I don't do that to them. This is going to take a little time, I can see, but just, you know, chat amongst yourselves. If you're watching on YouTube, just fast forward if you want to see the end results. These girls here are stuck with me. They can't fast forward. They can't fast forward here. All right. I don't want to take too much time, guys. All right. So there's kind of, it makes some kind of a yellow orange. And again, it's going to depend on which yellows and which reds, right? If I had, like, this is crimson red. If I had scarlet red or, you know, a deeper red, they're all going to make different oranges. Yes, PR, pencil respect. I got to write that down. Okay, so there's, a light, nice soft blend from red to yellow there. A little bit of orange in the middle. It's more toward the yellow orange there. But if I took more time, guys, trust me, I could get a lot of variation here. But, I know you don't want to spend hours on each pencil. Well, maybe you do. What time is it? We're an hour. Okay. I didn't want to make this longer than a couple hours, so, all right. Next, we're going to go with yellow. And again, I'm not bearing down because if you bear down and get a waxy or oily buildup, you're not going to be able to blend. Okay? That's why you can't blend when you do this. You can't get nothing out of that. All right? Or not much. All right, so now I'm going to go with the yellow and the blue. Okay? And we're going to do a little blending with that. Okay, go back to the yellow. And again, very soft. Do a little bit more blue. And this is the kind of thing you need to do with your pencils, all your colors. Yes, pencils are feeling the love today, Vicki. That's right. They're feeling the love today. And I'm trying to kind of do it gently so that you can get a true feel of it, because you can't rush this. You really can't. If you want to get a true, nice, soft blend. And I mean, I can get a blend where you don't see any pencil lines at all. But because I'm kind of doing a little bit of hurry, that's probably not going to happen. And again, there's more of the color right there. But I'm just kind of cross-hatching it. A little more down here. And again, once you know, if you don't take your time, I know I'm saying this over and over, but it bears repeating. If you don't take your time and you get a big waxy buildup, they won't blend anymore. They won't blend when you get a buildup. Now I'm anxious to try the oil-based pencils here in a minute just to see how well we can do the same exact thing. Okay, so there's a little bit of green in there. There. Let me put a little bit more blue down here. But because I'm doing them nice and soft like this, guys, I can just keep getting more and more colors. More and more shades here. Let's cross-hatch this way. Okay. Any questions? Remind me. Repeat yourself. I don't know if I'm streaming Friday or not, Scooby. I can't tell. Probably not till Thursday night. Okay. So there's some green. All right. Now we're going to come over on the... I don't know. I'm trying not to get glare. All right. Now... So that's yellow and red to make orange, yellow and blue to make green. Now we're going to take red and blue, and that will be the three combinations to get, unless you mix all of them to try to get a dark brown or black, right? But I'm not trying to do that. All right, so now we're going to go with red and blue to get purple, or a violet of some kind. And again, the shade of violet you get is going to depend on the kind of red and the kind of blue. You know, carmine red might be more true to true red than scarlet. Let's see if I can come down here. I'm trying to get it so that there's not a... There we go. That's a little better. the truer the truer your primary colors are to the true color, the more accurate you're going to get your secondary colors. Okay. So it will make a difference. All right, so there's some red. Now I'm going to go in here with blue. And the same thing for the blue. So depending on the red and blue you use, you might get a more red violet, or you might get more of a blue violet, depending on the... And I'm also going to go over these with white, just to show you can see that too. With us? Hey, Steffi and everybody else. Thanks, everybody, for being here. If I miss saying good morning to you, I'm just kind of in the zone here, in the pencil testing zone. All right, let's go with the blue again. And you know, if you add more red, you're going to have more toward the red violet. If you add more blue, it's going to go to the blue violet. So I'm kind of trying to do both. Okay. And I'm going to kind of try to do them all the same so I can kind of get a feel for, you know, line marks and all that. But I can't hurry this process, or it won't be a true test. You know, if I try to hurry through this blending, I won't get an accurate feel for really how they blend, because I'll be bearing down too hard and hurrying. All right, so there we go. There's with the three. And actually the yellow, where's my yellow? I could have actually made this a little bit more, taken it to a little farther to the yellow green. Need to sharpen. Okay. I'm a lurking snot monster. Let me say so. All right, now I'm going to just try to do a cross blend of white over the top, just to kind of get right in the middle. And again, I am bearing down a little harder than I really like to do, because once you blend, now once I get this on here, guys, and I put pressure on it, there's no blending in. Okay, once you get that wax build up over it, there's no going back. But I want to see what white does, you know, over the top of our colors here. And always make sure, see, there's a little, well, you probably can see, there's a little bit of green on there. That's why you see all this on my table. I'm always cleaning off my pencils, okay? This may not really be necessary. I'm not even sure this is going to show much. I was just kind of trying to show a little bit of blend with the white. But there we go. Okay, is that helpful, guys? Okay. Yeah. But guys, I almost had a sore throat on Monday because I didn't stop to get something to drink. So before we go on to the next ones, let me just run down real quick and get some hot coffee. I don't want to give myself a sore throat talking for 4 hours. So hang on. Oh, and I got a couple things. I got to show the fish. Hang on. Oh, forgot about that. Okay, let me take a couple sips of coffee and show you guys a couple things real quick. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So, color my betta fish. I've been trying to show you guys when anybody colors any of them. And I try to take a picture of them. Hang on, I gotta catch my breath now. I try to take pictures of them, screenshot them. And I usually screenshot them with the name of who did them. But I didn't get this person that did this particular one. So, hang on, guys. So I'm not sure who colored this one. If somebody wants to claim this fish. They cut it out too. The colors in it are so pretty. They're aqua and coral. The colors are aqua and coral. And it's so pretty. And I didn't get the name. Sorry, guys. I tried to screenshot the name with it, but yeah. So that's beautiful. So if you're here and did this one, let me know. And then the other one, hang on, over on Instagram. This one was done by our Nanabelle. And I lost her again. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. So Anne, who just, she colored it and started an Instagram just so she could do this fish. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. So this is hers. So Anne, look, she did hers. I'm tilting it, guys, so that you can see the color because of the flash of the phone. She has the water and bubbles in the back, but she did it like the tail fins. I don't know if you can see, but she did almost like a Zentangle pattern. It's like she patterned the tail. That was not put there by me. She did that. Then she put sunglasses and a little tattoo. And it's in yellows and like a yellow ochres. But I don't know if you can see. I know Instagram's hard. All right, there. See, look. See the pattern she put on there? Tammy did the unknown fish. Okay, thanks, Vicki. We'll go back to it in a second. Thank you, Tammy S. So this one is Nanabelle, Anne. Look at that work on the tails. Isn't that cool? Let's see if I can zoom in on the tattoo. There. There's the tattoo. Let's go zoom in on the sunglasses. All right, now let me go back to the other one. Thank you, Anne. And thanks everybody else that's hashtag it, color my betta. All right, so yeah, I think that's what it was. Tammy messaged it to me. That's why it's not tagged. Okay, so Tammy S. Let me go back to it again. Let's go back to my photos. She messaged it to me. Wait a minute. Let's see photos. Come on, come on. Here. So let's go back to this one. So thanks, Tammy. Again, there we go. Now you can see the color. See how it's orange? Orange and teal, like coral color and teal. Can y'all see the colors? And she cut it out. So that's kind of cool. So thanks, Tammy. Yeah. I know. So thanks, guys, for playing along. Color my betta. I would like to put up a picture every month on my blog, inkywell.blogspot.com, and you're free to print it out and color it and make it your own, like Anne did hers. Carrie guess we need more fishes. Carrie colored too. Then the other thing I wanted to show you was my mom. I think I showed it to you guys before she framed it. But Mom, let's see, do I keep it in photos or in my message? I keep things so many places, guys. Here it is. So Mom, I told y'all that she had a friend that loves Mary Engelbreit as much as Mom does. And let me take a sip of coffee, guys. I'm trying to. So she made a pocket letter for one of her friends that loves Mary Englebright. Mom put all these little Mary Englebright things in the pocket letter. Well, the lady's mailbox got stolen. Her mail was stolen, including Mom's pocket letter. So Mom, Kate the Skate, Kate sent Mom a whole bunch of Mary Englebright paper dolls. Not the kind you color, just the, the ones you cut out. So what Mom did is she took some of those paper dolls and she cut them out. Now this is 12 by 12, okay? This is a 12 by 12 frame, and she framed it, and so she made this for her friend. And I'm just going to kind of take you across. Here's a little clothesline, and so you can see the little clothes hanging off the clothesline. I just want to kind of flash out, guys, because I am kind of zoomed in there. So she cut out all the little paper dolls and made her friend a framed picture with the Mary Englebright there. So I thought that was cute. It's baker's twine. Baker's twine for the, what do you call it? Clothesline? Yeah. So yeah, Mom did a good job. I know. Vicki, I use my zigs. Oh, Tammy said that she used her zigs and put one tip of the zig top on the others, and that's how she got the colors to bleed together. Ah, good, good, good. Yeah, good, smart thinking, Tammy. Thank you, Vicki, for relaying that. So yeah, so that's some of the pictures. And again, let me go back to my photos. See who else I just have hanging here. Here's one of Carrie's. There's one of Carrie's again. She did two. Carrie did two. She did a luminance. One that looks it looks see-through. Here's the other one Carrie did. It looks kind of like see-through. It's really hard to see on camera because she did that one. And then our Lisa did this one. I showed these last week. There we go. Nice vibrant purple. It looks blue on camera, guys, but it's kind of blue here and turns into purple. And then she's got the corally red fins. Yeah, so there you go, guys. So I enjoy sharing them. Sorry if I forget who did it. Oh, and then Cameron's working on a couple things here. He said he doesn't like this one. I like the hair. This is some of Cameron's Copic work. So he's only got it partially done here. But here's one of the girls he's working on. But look at the hair. Let's see if I can get the ombre hair there. Can you see that hair? So there's some of Cameron's Copic. And she's not done. If you see down here, she's not even colored in down here. But yeah, so I should have a Copic order coming in today, as a matter of fact. Here's another one of his. So yeah, let's see what else do I have here. Here's one that he's working on. He's got two female lions, and a girl here. Let's just do this. There. And then here's his lions he's working on over here. They're just in process, but look at those eyes there. So this is some of Cam's work. I know, isn't it awesome, guys? So I do have some Copics coming in today from a Blick order. And thank you, Tracy C. And yeah, he does awesome work. I know. Yeah, Cameron is kind of excited that I'm doing Copic because, I'm not a Copic girl. But he'll be helping me. He was telling me about some of the grays and the cool grays versus the warm grays and all that. A collage squirrel. Okay, I missed something there, Carrie. Collage squirrel. I know Terry is talented, isn't it? Yeah, so I missed something, scrolled off or something, Carrie. Collage squirrel. That's all I see. So anyway, And then this is the picture. I did finish this. I'll just show it here on the phone. This is a picture that I did of Boo and her best friend. Oh, you're not seeing the colors, but hang on, guys. Let's see if I can get it to. Let's see. There's Boo. It's downstairs, but there's Boo. The skin's not showing up at all. Well, sorry, guys. The phone's wanting to flash it out. Anyway, I should have brought up the actual picture. Maybe if I go back down and get the coffee, I'll bring up the picture. Okay, so. Oh, you were talking to. Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah, when I see it in caps, I think it's me. Okay, Carrie, no biggie. All right, so now let's keep going here with our blending test. Are we still focused? I think we're good. Maybe I can zoom in one. Let's give that a shot, shall we? We're always messing around with the camera. Okay, yeah, since we're doing a blending color test. All right, now let's do the polys. So again, we're going to do the same thing with all four of these. And then let me see what else is on my list. Oh, then we got to see if they play well together. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to just do a light. Okay, this is going down nice and smooth. And I don't even see any pencil lines. Well, I mean, let me say this. Let me try this again. I don't see the harsher pencil lines. And again, I think it's going to depend on how softly you do it, because I am kind of trying to go a little bit in a hurry, but we'll see. All right, so there's some yellow, and I got to do 2 yellows here because we're going to make an orange and a green. It does take a little more work to put the polys down. Get the pigment down. But that's not a bad thing. If you're trying to blend and take your time, you know, it may sound like that's a bad thing, but I don't know that it is when you're trying to blend. So let's try that. All right, now I'm going to go with the blue. Thanks, guys. All right, so now let's, oh, wait, no, we want red. So let's go with the red. And again, they're a harder pencil. Like, I think who said that. But it's a harder lead. Even though it's oil-based, it feels harder than like a Prisma. The lead is a little harder, so I'm gonna try to get a nice blend here. Okay, now that I'm going over the top, I'm seeing the pencil lines with the red more. Oh, Mom. My mom, she's so cute. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything when I mention her work. She's being all humble. I mean, you know, but when she saw the picture I did of Boo, send me a copy of that. I love you, Mom. You love your Boo, don't you, Mom? My mom loves her booster. Okay, so that's cute. And I'm trying to, you know, because it's a harder lead, I'm trying to kind of keep it on the soft side, you know, where you wear it down a little, and it's not harsh. It's not a hard line, because it is a little bit, I just think the lead in general is a little harder. Okay, let's go back over it with the yellow. And I can see it's blending nice. I want to try to make it comparable. I want all of them to be as comparable as I can. And again, nobody's paying me or, you know, doing anything to tell me what to do with each one. It's just, I want to do a fair test. I'm just used to Prisma. Only have used polys just a couple times, and only have a few colors in poly. And I was gifted the Luminance and the Holbein. So, just saying. All right, so now I'm just putting a little more blend into it. Let's go back to the red, because I want to get it, you know, a nice red to orange here. And I want to take my time with each one. I want to be fair to each pencil. I want to treat each lady with the respect she deserves. I know, my mom's so sweet. Yeah, she is. She comes in here every now and then. I mean, she doesn't chat in chat, but she's here sometimes. So I'm just doing some cross hatching. Mom said, "Oh, good, awesome." And she's not talking about this. She's talking about that she gets a picture of Boo. I'll go down and get the original because it's for Boo. Boo commissioned me, if you will. Boo asked if I would do that for her best friend for Christmas. And I haven't been able to do it because I was in between my eye surgery and getting new glasses. So I finally finished it. I finished it up for her yesterday. I'd already had it going, guys. And so I finished it up for her yesterday, and she was thrilled that she can give her, and her best friend understood that it was like, you know, Nana's doing this for me, for you, but she can't get it to you till after she gets her new glasses. So, yeah, so I finished it for her yesterday. So the polys are oil-based. I'm not being able to really tell a whole lot of difference. There's no wax buildup at all on the polys. From what I see, all right, so here, I can see where there's a little bit of wax buildup on the Prisma, and I may not be able to capture it in the light. Let's see here. Because I'm zoomed in there. You can see a little bit of wax buildup, especially look on the white where I bore down on it and made it real waxy on the white. There. See, you can see a little bit of waxy on the pencil. I'm careful not to get that, so, you know, you're not going to see a lot. But I see really none on here. I don't know if you can tell the difference. There we go. There's better color right there. It's my lamp that's making it flash out, guys. So there we go. Okay, so let me make this just a little darker. So the thing about the polys being oil-based, you're not going to see any wax buildup that you can get in the wax pencils, okay? So I can see that as a plus. But again, I'm not proficient in the polys. I only have a few. Okay? And I'll go over it with the white like I did those. Alright, so now let's go with the yellow and the blue. Let's go with the blue now. I already have some yellow down here. Can you see? Barely. I have just a little bit of yellow. See, these are the tests to me. It's not so important to me which one is the most opaque, which one is the most whatever. For me, it's all about the blending. Because that's what I do. You know, my portraits and stuff, they're blendy. It has to be blendy. So that's the test for me. It depends on if you're just going to use pencils in a color book, just get Prismas. Trust me, guys, you do not need to get expensive pencils to work in a color book. If you can and do, that's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that. But don't feel like you have to have the Lumis or the Holbeins to do coloring books. You know, I do my portrait commissions, and so that's what's, you know, where my test will be. Okay. All right, so I'm just putting a little. I'm trying to make it as smooth and non-lined as I can. Go back with the yellow now. And I'm doing a cross hatch to get it to blend a little quicker here. Okay, I am seeing that these, because it's a harder lead, okay, or feels like a harder lead, your lines are thinner, okay? Your pencil lines come across it. Well, that's okay. I'm going to do that. Your pencil lines feel like you're getting, if you've used a Verithin, you know how hard the lead is in a Verithin. So you're not going to, after you finish blending, you're not going to see the pencil. See, here's my Prismacolor. And again, I could have blended this better. Trust me, this can be blended better. But quickly looking at, see how quick, because the lines are so tiny, I'm blending it kind of faster. Okay? It's blending a little, the lines are not as obvious because the pencil is harder lead and thinner. Now, you know, I'm going to have to keep building it up to get it that dark. But I'm not having to try to blend pencil because that's wax and soft. Dee Dee, is the key to not getting pencil lines on your work lots? Yeah, I think that's the true, not getting pencil lines. That's true of any of the pencils. And soft. Soft, soft, soft. But here's the difference between these two. Well, one, this is wax and this is oil. But because this is a harder pencil, you're getting thinner lines. So they're not showing up as much because this is a thicker pencil. It's like using a thin or a thick Sharpie, right? A thin Sharpie, you're going to have a thin line. A thick Sharpie, you're going to have a thicker line. You're going to see the lines more. Well, it's kind of the same thing here. You see the lines, although trust me, I can blend this out where you won't see a single pencil line. But it will take time. Okay? Here you can't hardly see the pencil lines just because they're thin. Now, can I get that vibrancy of that? We'll see here. We'll see, right? And can I layer it as many times? Will the oil pencil layer as many layers as I can get with the Prisma? Okay, let's go back over it with some yellow. I'm trying to make sure it's green here. And I'm trying to be fair to both pencil, you know, all the pencils. I'm trying to kind of use the same amount of pressure and all that, you know, which is kind of tricky because you can feel that each one needs a little bit different pressure. But I think I'm pretty much at my limit right here on the polys. I'm not seeing that I can get any more layers built up here. I might be able to, and again, guys, I'm not proficient in the polys, so, okay. So again, if I really worked at this, let me go back to the Prismacolor here. If I really worked at this, you know, I can, you know, probably get more, well, I know I can. I can get this smoother. But you got to be careful because the wax will build up. You will get a wax buildup with Prismacolors if you're not gentle. Gentle. All right, so you can kind of see this has kind of got a smoother, a quicker, smoother blend. Okay, a quicker, smoother blend. I can blend that out to that smooth, but it'll take me a little while because this is wax. You got to be careful because the wax will build up. Okay, is that a good test? Okay, let me see. Is Mom messaging me? Who's messaging me here? Hang on, guys. Because if I get a message, I get it twice if I don't answer it. So I'm probably got 3 messages and six things here. Okay, so Mom said awesome. She wants to do yes. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Okay, all right, there we go. All right. All right, so now let's go on to the purple. So I need my blue and my red. And then I'm going to go across each one. Like let me go ahead and do the bear down with the poly over the top of, so you can't hardly, well, I can see this better than this. The oil, trying to bear down the oil over the top of the oil like that. I don't know if you can see, but make sure I clean the pencils. All right, let's go on to the purple colors. I'm going to put down some red. And it depends again on how much red or how much blue you put down as to whether it'll be more of a red violet or a blue violet. Okay. Y'all still with me? I don't want to get past 2 hours now. We got about, I only got about 30 minutes. We may have to see if they play together another day. I don't know. Maybe I can do a quick Maybe I could go over some of this. Maybe I'll go over some of these. Like I'll just use the pencil here that's already down to see if I can put another, like here's Prisma. Let's see what happens if I do Poly, Lumi, and Holbein over those, you know, or something like that. Well, they're different colors. I want them all the same. I want to be fair to them all. We'll see how much time we can do. I might have to speed up this blending process just a little. Speed up the blending just a little here. We can probably go 45 minutes, and then that's all the time I'm going to have without starting a new segment. Again, you don't have any real wax buildup here, but it feels like I'm not going to be able to get as many layers. Again, if you're a poly user, don't email me. This is my first real, I don't use polys. So I'm trying to, show as much as I can. But you see how smooth you can get a quicker blend. Let's put it that way. See how fast I'm getting that blend compared to the Prisma? It's a quicker blend. But is that a benefit or not? I guess that just depends on you and your pencil usage. Back to the blue. I'm just going back and forth between blue and red here, guys. Again, the Prismas are wax-based. The polys are oil-based. See, I got that blended pretty quick, didn't I? Let's add a little bit more red to this half. So we have goes into a red violet as well. So the polys blend quicker. Okay? That can maybe be a benefit to some of you. I didn't have to work near as hard to blend those. Okay? That was a quick blend compared to the Prismas. Again, you see a lot of pencil lines here because I need more time. I'm going to need more time to blend that out. This blended out real fast. Okay, real fast. But I'm also seeing that you can probably only do a few layers. And by few, guys, that's subjective. That's going to depend on the pressure you're putting and, all that. Okay. So, there we go. Am I doing a fair test? All right, now let's take the white poly and go across the colors here. And I am putting hard pressure going across the colored bits here. Clean it off. Okay, so there's that test. All right, let's move on now to the Luminance, or as I'm calling them affectionately, Lumies. Oh, there's my mailman. He should be bringing me some Copic stuff today. Yes. Copic stuff coming. Thank you, Tracy C. Well, unless the box fit in the mailbox. Sometimes I make 2 trips. I know that's weird, but you foresee this video having tons of views? Maybe, I don't know. Or they may click on it and go, what's she doing? I'm no expert on it, guys. No expert. This is just, the only one that I'm proficient in is Prisma. That's it. Okay. So now let's go into the Lumies. Okay. Let's put some yellow down. And it does let me sharpen. It does seem to be the one with the most crumble. And it's not in a bad way. It's not like crumbling and falling apart. Don't make it sound like that, guys. It's just, and I'm not seeing a lot of it with this soft touch like I did when I was bearing down. Okay? All right. And I know it's hard to see that yellow yet, but you will when I start out in the red. Okay. So now I'm going to put in a coat of red, and I'm going to try to you know, do it soft. It does have, I can see a little bit of dust, let's call it that. It does have a little bit more pencil dust than the others. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, it's just, it is what it is. It's not terrible, it's not like it's crumbling, you know. Trying to do some soft layers, and the luminants are supposedly half oil, half wax. I guess apparently their formulation is very secret. We can hardly find out what it's made out of, okay? So, but apparently it's oil and wax with more, I think somebody looked it up and said with a little bit more oil than wax. Back to the yellow. Again, just kind of trying to do some cross hatching. It's starting to blend really quickly here. I see a little bit more pencil lines than I did with the polys. So far, but they're very soft. These are very creamy. These are creamy. Okay, let's put another layer of red. And I have used the Lumis a little bit more, like in the Mouse Guard. Oh, and that's the other thing. I got to remember, don't let me forget, guys. I want to show you with the Holbeins, I gave them their own color book too. The Lumis have the Mouse Guard color book, although I may put watercolor or, you know, washes down as well. But the pencils that I'm using in the Mouse Guard are the Lumis, and the Holbeins have their own color book. I have another new color book to show you. Don't hate me. Don't judge me. Don't email me. But I do have another new color book to show you, which you can get on Amazon or Walmart. Now, again, probably not all Walmarts have it, but you can get it at Walmart or what do you call it? Amazon. It's the trifecta of color books that Kelly sent me for my birthday. She sent me the Polish one, the Czech Republic one, and she sent me this one that I'm getting ready to show you here as soon as I finish this. And that will be designated for the Holbein. Okay, the Lumis are blending very easily. I'm not having to work at blending these two colors at all. No work to blend these. The Lumis are just, they want to blend together. Yes, they really want to blend quickly. The Prismacolor so far have taken me the longest. These have taken me the longest to blend. Jay Love said, I can't judge you on color books. I have 6 coming this week. Jerry goes, we won't judge you or hate you, but our wallets will. Terry. Terry. Okay, so so far of the 3, the Prismas take me the longest to blend. Not that that's, you know, I'm just saying. They take me the longest. The polys have, to me, it seems like they're not going to be able to take any more layers. Okay? I think that's kind of almost to the max of layers. But again, I haven't tried 10, 12, 20 flesh tones yet. The Lumis here, they are blending very smooth, very quickly. Okay? Very smooth. Now let me kind of give it a little more pressure down here, just see if I can get a brighter red there. But I want to also get up here into a yellow orange. So let me just take a soft touch here. These are blending very quickly. It's not taking me any time at all to do that, as you saw, right? Although I could probably put a little more yellow on here. I'm trying to see how much more layers I can get. And I'm trying to keep the same colors so you can kind of see, right? All right, now let's go to clean off my pencil, make sure there's no red on there. Let me put a little bit more yellow down. But again, guys, unless you're a professional color pencil person like me, and I mean that in the sense that that's what I use for my work, is color pencils in my portraits. You know, you're not, this is fine. This is fine for your color books and stuff like that. All right, now let me get my blue and let's do a, these are softer than the polys. The lines I'm making are, the crosshatch lines I'm making are bigger. The polys, because they're harder pencils, the lines are thinner. Okay, and that's probably why this is quicker to blend, because it's thicker lead, or it's softer lead, I should say. But I am getting a little dust with these. Okay, there's a little bit of dust with the Lumis. And again, I've not done much with the Lumis. I've not done any portraits with any of these three. The only portrait work I've done is with the Prismacolor. So none with the polys. And the Lumis, I've only done Mouse Guard color book. And I've only tested the Holbeins, because I just got the Holbeins from Melody. Melody gifted me the Holbeins for my birthday. Thank you, Melody. So I haven't really, I just started in a color book with those. So, you know, to be fair, I want to be fair. I'm not proficient in any of these other ones. So as I use them and I learn things from them, I will let you know, because I do want to do portraits with both of these to test. But I have to be careful not to have my clients be guinea pigs. You know what I mean? They're hiring me to do portraits. I don't want them to be the, you know, pencil guinea pig, right? So I will probably maybe go on Sketchy app or something and find some faces to draw. And if y'all don't follow Sketchy, it's called Sketchy app. But it's really doesn't do anything as far as, it's not like an app where you go in there and they manipulate photos or manipulate your drawings or filters or anything like that. All it is people uploading pictures of themselves for you to draw from. It's just called Sketchy app, and you know, but it's just a place for people to go and post pictures. You post them of yourself. You can draw other people. So you know, I'll have to do some Sketchy. I'll pick some people to draw from Sketchy to practice my pencil portraits with. Okay, so let's go back to the blue here. Sometime in stream, will you try a face with Lumis on white paper? Don't have to finish it. Yeah, I want to do all of them. Well, y'all seen me do Prismacolor pencils. That if y'all just want to go in, just go into my portraits, or I think it's a portrait playlist. Portrait playlist, you'll see me using Prismacolor a lot. Well, not tons, but there's enough in there for you can see. Because we've done a few classes. I've shown you how to do, if you don't know how to, you know, think you can't draw a face, I showed you how to use a grid, and some other tips and things. But there's, you know, we've had a few classes, if you will, in portraits over there. Okay, so I'm seeing here with my Lumis, I really need to kind of do tighter strokes, you know, get it kind of tight in there to kind of get it nice, and I just feel like it almost makes me want to do circles. It almost makes me want to do circle blending. It just has that feel because they're soft. They're so soft. You just want to kind of get in there and do little tighter blending. I think probably because you can, you know. Okay, so trying to get the colors, guys. Hang on, let's see if I can get the color. I want a little bit more on the blue side with this one. All right. Let's move that lamp. I know it's that lamp that's putting that glare. Okay, now let's go with the red and blue to make a purple, okay, with the luminance. I want to try to get this done in 2 hours and 15 minutes. I don't want this to go into two-parter. Okay, let's make it a little bigger here. So immediately there's less lines with these two than with the Prisma. The Prisma wants to make lines, which, you know, takes a little bit more blending. Okay, so as I'm going over now with the Lumis, it's because they're soft, you have to take your time. I can see if I start bearing down any at all when I'm trying to blend, that it almost wants to start giving you a little speck of buildup. I don't know how to describe it. It almost wants to. You have to be, I think you have to be careful not to get, let's see if you can see. Can you see just a couple little dark spots in there? I think because it's so soft and it's a combination of wax and oil, you have to blend carefully or you're going to get kind of like specks, which I think those are going to blend out anyway. But if you're not careful, see those right there? So you want to take your time with all of the pencils, though. That's just the way I roll with pencils. You know, you hear me repeat it all the time. Soft, soft layers. Don't bear down. Very soft and gentle. And these are real soft. So if you bear down too much, you're going to lose the ability to blend. And that's true with all of them. You're going to lose the ability to blend if you don't take your time. If you want to do nice blendy layers. Okay, back to the blue. I'm just going back and forth between the red and the blue. So I am trying to kind of take my time and be fair with each pencil. See, I want to circle. It makes me want to circle. It's like, I don't want any little spots in there, so I'm going to circle. Not that that's a bad blending technique. Circling little circles is a good blending technique. But it almost makes me want to do that. The others didn't make me want to do circles. This one's making me want to do circles. They're really soft. They're very soft to the touch. Very creamy. Okay? And that's probably because they're a combination of wax and oil. Okay, one more trip with the blue here. Okay. All right, now let's go over them with the white. Okay, and I'm going to bear down right across the middle of them. Clean off the pencil. Okay. Oh, and somebody asked me about the smear. It just reminded me when I pulled that out there and it did kind of smear the color out. Now let me do a smear test by just trying to rub. Let's use a finger and a Kleenex. The finger is, going to have some oils on it. So let's just see. Prismacolor, you get a tiny bit there. I'm really rubbing down hard, guys. I am full pressure. So and I'm changing fingers, so okay. So you get a little with all of them. Now if I take a Kleenex, let's just kind of see what we can do with the rubbing with the Kleenex. I'm thinking the oil-based polys smear a little easier, and maybe you want them to. So the Prisma's tiny bit. The polys, which are oil-based, move the quickest with a Kleenex and your finger. They'll move, but it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Okay. All right, so now let's go on to the Holbeins. And again, we're going to start with the yellow. And I'm just going to put some down here. for the orange and for the green. And it is hard to see the yellow till I start layering it up. Got a sharpen here. All right. Any questions? Put them in caps. That is what I was curious about. The oil ones to see if, now I'm going to do the Holbein and see, because they're oil based too. We'll see how they smear in the end. All right. So again, I'm going to go gently. I have to put a couple layers to test the pencil liney thingy here. Okay. Very smooth, like you'd expect an oil pencil to be, I guess. All right, now going with the yellow. They feel, it's going to be hard to explain. The Holbeins feel almost like they're on top of the paper. The Lumis feel like they're actually sinking into the paper. The Holbeins feel like they're sitting more on top of the paper. They're soft and smooth, but I almost feel like the pigment is floating on top of the paper. Again, that's good or bad thing, I guess, depending on what you're working on. They're blending really nice, very smooth. They're blending as quickly as the polys did. They're oil. They're blending as quickly as the polys did. They just feel different than the Lumis. They feel like they're floating more. That's the best way I can describe it. It feels more like they're floating on top of the paper than the Lumis. They don't, let's see. Oh, my mailman came back, I think. Yeah, FedEx. That was FedEx. Yeah, I think my, that's FedEx just delivering my Blick order. Oh, yeah, baby. Copics, here we come. I don't know if he's going to ring or if I have to sign. Or he's going to drop and run. Oh, he dropped and ran. Okay. So they blend really nice. They just feel different, guys. It's hard to explain. The Lumis, you feel like you're getting somewhere, right? You know, you feel like you're just really getting in there, and it's soft and you're working it. This almost feels like you barely have to touch it, and they don't feel waxy at all. I mean, it almost feels like, I can't describe it. It almost feels like you're not touching the paper. It's like they're not, you don't feel like you're getting, I know it doesn't sound, I don't mean it in a bad way. It doesn't feel like you're getting anywhere, but you are. See? No, Terry, you don't. You'll have to wait till we do the Copics. So yeah, it was a kind of a quick blend. It's a smooth blend, but I feel like it just, you don't feel like you're doing anything. I mean, I can't explain it. It doesn't feel like you're making progress because it feels different, but you are making progress, obviously, right? But it just feels different. They're soft, very soft and floating on top of your paper. It's like they're floating on top of your paper. I'm trying to use the right description. You'll see, you'll see. All right, so, okay, now I'm going to go with the yellow and the blue. So let's try this. These are very vibrant. They're very vibrant. Can y'all see can you tell a vibrancy in those? By the layers. But remember, the Lumis are the most opaque in our test. It's like you barely want to touch this. It's like you can't bear down on these really at all. No bearing down on the Holbeins. Unless you just want a flat, unless you just want a flat color like that. I can see some lines, but they blend out. They seem to blend, the lines kind of just blend out as you go. But you're like floating on top of the paper. That's what it feels like to me. Rather than getting that color in the paper. And different people who use them all the time may have different descriptions. And, again, I really want to see how they do with portraits. I'm seeing that they are layering nice. But somehow I'm not knowing if they're blending better. I'm thinking they're layering nice, but the Lumis kind of blended better so far. Again, I can't testify to the portraitures, but I'm able to do a lot of layering here. I'm able to float this color on top of itself in a lot of layers here. And they're showing. The layers are showing. It's just, they're comparable, but they're a different feel. These feel slicker. It's like slicker. These feel more like you're working with some oil, okay? You feel like you're working with some oil here. These feel slick. I wouldn't know that these had oil in them if somebody didn't tell me. But they don't feel waxy in the sense of, that's probably why they have the combination maybe. But they're slick. I feel like my pencil's moving real fast, okay? Your pencil's moving a little slower on the Lumis. It's slick. That's the perfect word for it. They're slick. Not that both are blending just fine. But this is feeling fast because it's slick. Does that make sense? I don't know, guys. I'm trying to give you the right description. Or the right... I got to sharpen my yellow. Hang on. And take a sip of coffee. Okay, so, yeah. I can see that you probably need, these are blending really, I'm seeing that you can get a lot of layers. I mean, it feels blendy, but I can see this is, the Holbein seems to be a little, you have to be a little bit more careful because of the slickness of the pencil. I mean, it just feels like you're ice skating. This feels like you're roller skating. This is ice skating. But, the colors, look how they're very vibrant. They're very vibrant. All right, now let's do the purple or the red violet. It's more red than purple. I mean, it's more on the red violet side on all of these, but because I'm putting more red than blue. And probably if I would have started with blue, they'd probably be more blue violet, but I just want to do a little, so y'all could see a blend test. Again, it feels very slick. That's just the word. I feel like I'm ice skating with these roller skating with that. Not that there's either one is bad. Don't get me wrong. The Holbeins look brighter. Okay. Yeah. Do you think the Holbeins might be easier to? Yeah. See, I don't know. I, I don't know. I haven't used. I can't say. None of them are hard for me to use, guys. I mean, if I had to say the hardest one to use is the polys. I had to work more at the polys, work at them more than the others. But these are very slick. Okay, add some blue. And again, guys, it's neither bad nor good on any of it, any of my description, any of my, adjectives. I'm just trying to make it, because it's hard to describe a feeling in your hand. Do you know what I mean, Vern? I'm trying to describe the feeling I have with them. And that's a little trickier than just seeing the color. I would say if you wanted the slickest, these are if you had, I don't know how bad, if you have arthritis or something, someone asked in the chat about if you had problems with your hands. These are very easy. I mean, they're very soft to use. They're very soft, but you might have to add more layers. You might have to do more build-up. In other words, you have to do more of it than the Lumis, but it's slick. They're very slick to use. Does that make sense, guys? Like silky satiny. Yeah, satiny. That's good, Carrie. Satiny. These are satiny feeling. These are velvety. Okay, velvet and silk. Let's write that down. These are like silk. These are like velvet. How about that? That's good. Thanks, Carrie. Now I can see where I put a little extra pressure getting in a hurry, that I can see some spots. See a couple spots there? Because I got in a hurry, and that's where I bore down a little too much. This, I can tell with these, you're going to have to take your time. They're easy to get pigment down, but I can tell you got to have a gentle touch, which I guess you were going to have anyway if they're soft, or I mean if they're silky. And then y'all are saying they are vibrant. They are vibrant. I mean, especially when I look in camera, I can really tell that they look much more vibrant. But these look like velvet. These kind of like silk. That's a perfect description. You have to work a little more at these to get rid of lines. Okay? I can see pencil lines in this a little bit more than this. Okay, look here at the green. Whoops. See? Can you see? You're going to have to work at getting those lines blended a little bit more than you will with the Lumis. But you can't bear down too much, or you're going to get those little pigment flecks if you're not careful. I'm sure you can work it out, but I'm going to have to test on portraits. So there, guys, I hope, let's go with the white. Let's go with the soft white. Remember, the soft white is the brighter of the two whites that Holbein makes. They make a white and a soft white. The soft white is the bright, well, see, I'm trying to bear down too much right on. Let me sharpen that. Got to treat them gently. All right, because I'm trying to bear down. Okay, so the Holbein definitely goes over itself better than any of the others. It's rare to have a pencil. You know, guys, look, my Prismacolor, that's bare and slap down. See? So the Holbeins, go over itself, the white, much. There's no contest on that. This is just 110 card stock. I did, if you missed the beginning, CB, I did all kinds of tests here. So I did all kinds of different tests with the pencils. We've been here a couple hours, and it's recording, so yeah. Okay, so the last test, and I'm going to run out of time, guys. I think we will save the if they play well together for the next show. I don't want to rush it. We'll do that on another episode, okay? I don't want to rush through testing them amongst themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? Like testing the Prismacolor. I'll see how I could do this. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go ahead and take, we might run out of time. I want to do another segment here, but if I run out of time, because I want to show you my new color book that I'm going to use. Let me just show it to you. I'm not going to do a flip until the next segment because I don't have time. But I'm going to show you Mysterious Planets. This book is where I'm using my Holbeins in. Okay, so I'll do that here in a minute. But I do want to finish this. I do want to finish this. So I'm going to take my red Prisma, and I'm going to go on all of them. Then I'm going to take my blue and go on. I'm going to do it on each one. So we'll do a test. Okay, so here's my red Prisma. So there's Prisma. Oh, no, I need to kind of go. Okay. I want to try to label these. Try the regular white over the Holbein. The regular white, not the soft white. Okay. All right, so here's the regular white Holbein. Okay. So I'll just do a line. It is not going, I can feel it. I can feel it's not going over as well. I mean, it's going over, but it's not as creamy. I mean, it feels like silk. It feels slick. It feels slick. The soft white felt velvety. It has the soft white feels more like Illumi. Okay, the soft white is it's not slick. The regular white is slick. It's very slick. Does that make sense? So there is a difference in those whites. It's like they have more oil or something in the soft white. Okay? All right, so let's just see what we can do here. And we'll do more testing amongst each, see if they play well together. But I just want to do a little bit of a test. Let's take the poly. Let's take the poly. That's the Holbein. Where's my poly? Here. Let's take the poly red and see what happens when I play with it on the Lumi. I want to see what it feels like. Like going on the paper to the... All right, so I can feel when I take the poly over the Lumi, it's more digging into the paper and slick. Now let's go on the Holbein. Same thing on the Holbein, but more so. So I would say the poly plays better with the Lumi. Well, that makes sense because they're both, the poly and the Lumi are both oil-based. Holbein is a mix of the two, right? So the poly plays better with Lumi than with Holbein. I think I'll just leave Prisma out of it for now. Because we're running out of time, guys. It's my show's going to automatically stop so let me just do this real quick. Okay, now let's take the blue. Let's take the blue and the poly. No, that's a Prisma. See, I've got my 4 sets sitting here. Okay, so here is the Holbein. Let's go with the Holbein on the poly, on top of the poly. See, they feel like they want to play together when I put the Holbein on top of the poly. They're fine. I think that all 3 of them are actually going to work well together. It's just going to be a different feel. They're just going to feel different because the Holbein is slicker. Okay, now let's take, I already did both of those on there. Let's take the Prisma. Let's just take the Prisma on top of the Holbein. Okay. All right, I can tell that I cannot, I'm not going to be able to put a layer of this wax. If I try to wax, it's going to be, it's going to wax up real quick. If I try to put my my Prisma on top of the Holbein, you can hardly see it because it's going to be, it's going to wax up. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't be able to in soft layers, but because this is already layered up, when I go over it with when I put my Prisma on top of the Holbein where it's already waxed up, it's just wanting to wax up even more. Okay? I don't know if this part's probably not very helpful because I need more time and I'm trying to rush through that part. So, does the Prisma and the Lumi work together? Yeah, that's what I just did here. I think it's going to depend on how many layers you got. So if I go with the Prisma on top of the Holbein, there's already just waxed up as much as this is going to take. Oh yeah, I need to do the smear test with the Holbein. Okay, so let's do it with my finger first. There's no smear. Well, I mean, you might be able to see just a little bit, but not near like this. Okay, now let's try it with the Kleenex. Okay. I'd say minimal, if at any. No smear with the Holbein. Lumi, smear. But again, guys, these two are oil-based. So obviously, if there's oil in them, the oil is going to make it smear. This is supposedly half oil, half wax. So you can see it if I really rub down, it's a little bit, but I can even feel that it's not wanting to smear. You can feel the wax in these two, guys. You can actually feel it. More on the Lumi. This is more waxy. This is oily. And when you use these, you feel like you're almost using an oil paint. This feels silky. Okay? So it's just going to depend. I don't know if this will help you. I personally, guys, they feel different to me. I'm so used to the waxiness of the Prisma, right? And then I do a little bit of oily with the Lumi, which I haven't used a lot. This feels so slick to me, but look at the vibrant colors. So this has got some great color, but it feels slick. Feels slick. Not that it's bad. Okay? So anyway, I am going to go and stop this recording because it's going to stop on me by itself if I don't. You got the Lumis for your birthday? Yeah. So I got both. I got the Lumis and the Holbein as gifts. So yeah. So I have designated color books for each, and I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, and I'm going to start another one, and we'll talk about that. And I really wanted to work in my Eileen book today too. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to have time to squeeze in the color book flip, so we'll have to make that separate. All right, so let me go ahead and save this, guys. And I'm not leaving you guys, but I'm going to stop the recording. So I hope y'all enjoyed seeing some of our tests here for the last almost 2.5 hours with the Prisma, the Poly, the Luminance, and the Holbein. So yeah, so there we go, guys. So do your own research, go on the different sites, see which ones are supposedly more light fast, which ones are gonna, you'll have to decide that for yourself. For me, as a portrait artist, I want to test these two out with a portrait. But I've been working on actual commissions. I want to test on my own, just my own practice portrait, not on somebody's that's commissioned me. I don't want them to be a guinea pig. So, all right, guys. So I'm going to save this video and I'll be right back. Oh, I got the Lumi and what did I get mixed up, Carrie? What did I say that I mixed them up? I'm not sure. Okay, well, I'm not sure what I might have said one or the other, but I'm not sure. Okay, I've got to stop the video, guys, or it's going to stop on me. So, all right, we'll do more testing. It's not like it's a final time. It's not like the final time. Yes, both are expensive. Both of these are very expensive. I would not own them if they were not gifted to me. Very expensive, these two. All right, guys, I'll be right back. And you're not going to be able to see the yellow probably till I tilt it up. I'm not having to put as much pressure to get it solid. The red is Scarlet Red. Again, not having to put as much pressure to get it solid down. And then the blue, I don't know why I keep trying to read it. I wrote them all down here on my little list. Is I think it's a mid-tone cobalt blue. So it is covering, when I put pressure, it's the quickest to get full coverage so far, okay? And then the white over here on the Luminance, I just pressured down and kind of broke the pencil a little. Again, it doesn't take as much pressure. Not that that matters, though. If you're doing layering and stuff, you're not wanting to bear down anyway. So that's, to me, it doesn't matter how hard you have to bear down to get full coverage, because that's not the point of it for me. All right, then now we're going to do the whole bean. I thought it was whole bean, but it could be, you know. And they're made in Japan. And thank you, Melody. And then let's see, come down here and let's see the yellow. Whoops, sorry guys, I bumped the camera cord. Canary yellow. And it went down just right like that quick. Okay, it flowed right down. Trying to keep them separate over here so as I test, I don't have to dig around. Then carmine red. Again, going down. You can tell they feel a little oilier. And I'm going to try to look at them from a side to see how waxy they look as well. I'm trying to do as much as I can, guys. You know, I'm not a professional pencil tester, but we're trying. Okay, and then the blue, which is cobalt blue. Again, real quick going down. So as far as quickness going down, and again, guys, this is just going to be my opinion on quickness going down. They all cover the black paper. Okay, for me, the test is going to be what they do when I put down black acrylic paint. Okay, so I think for as fast as going down quickly, Holbein, Luminance, then Prisma, and Polychromos. As far as like having how hard you got to bear down to how quickly. Thank you, Lynn. Happy birthday month. Yeah. It's February. It's my birthday month. So, and thank you, girls that have sent me gift cards to Blick and Amazon. I am getting my Copics together, and there's a couple other girls that have sent me some Copic stuff too. So thank you all for because we're gonna start Copics too. So I think this one, the Holbein went down thick, fast, and Luminance second. Is that better, guys? I don't know. Is that better or not? You still can't see the yellow. The yellow keeps wanting to flash out. See the lamp. But I think that's better overall. I'll tilt it up here in a minute. Okay, let's just get them all down. Next are the polys. And the Polychromos are made by Faber-Castell. All right, so the yellow I have is... What color is that? Now I can't see because I moved my lamp. I can't see the color. What color is this? Cad yellow. Okay, so here we go. So here's, and it's similar to the canary yellow. I mean, as far as the way it looks. That is better? Okay, good. Thanks, guys. Then we have alizarin crimson. And I am having to put a little bit more pressure to get it. Not that that matters so much right now, guys, because technically speaking, if you have to put hard pressure on it, that's neither here nor there if you're doing blending. You're not going to be putting all this hard pressure anyway. Know what I mean? you're going to be softly layering. So just because you have to put a little more pressure doesn't mean anything, at least to me. All right, then we're going to go with, what blue is this? Phthalo blue, phthalo blue. And it's a little bit not as blue as this one, but this is the only blue. The other blue I have is dark, dark blue. So this is just going to be as close as I can get. All right, and then we're going to do the white over here. Again, I'm having to put a little bit more pressure to get a solid, you know, to get it solid. But again, that doesn't matter. And polychromos are oil-based. Prismacolor are wax-based. And I'm getting this straight from the girls that have looked this up for me. Okay. So I'm just trying to keep them separate there. Okay, then next we have luminance. And I'm going to do it over here on the craft as well. I really want to do kind of blending over here as well. Okay, so then we have the luminance, which their colors are just on the tips here. The wood is the color of the pencil. And the luminance, I had, and I talked about this before I hit record. I had somebody tell me they were oil-based. Somebody tell me they were wax-based. And then somebody that just went and looked up a site here in chat, they said that it's a combination of oil and wax with a little bit more oil than wax. So, yeah. If y'all want to do your own research on as far as what is in them. All right, so the yellow is, and these are a little tricky to read. I do have them swatched, but I don't have that right next to me. Oh, yeah, they go this way. Oh, wait, I think I wrote it down over here. Bismuth yellow. Okay, and I'm not having to put as much pressure. Again, okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee. This is Hump Day. Mike. Anyway, so I think I'm going to use my fractals calendar, at least for a while, for a focused place. Because, for one, it's pretty, it's colorful, and I like it. So I have some plans, a whole bunch of things I want to do today. So we'll see how far we get. The first thing I want to do is I did a little practice thing here in my little notes on, I want to do a little test on 4 different pencils. The Prismacolor, the Polychromos, the Luminance, and the Holbein. Or is that Holbein? I'm not sure. It's either Holbein or Holbein. Anyway. So, yeah. So I want to do a little test on these. And then I'll show you what book I'm going to color in with the Holbeins. And, yeah. So got some plans. So hope everybody's having a good day. If I missed saying good morning to you, thanks for being here. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's a live show on Ustream with mostly alive and awake chatters. I can't verify, can't vouch for all of them. Yeah, cool on the testing. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this. And I don't have a whole lot of polys. I have a few, so I picked. So what I'm doing is I picked just a red, yellow, and blue that were as close as I could get to each other, and a white. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I don't think this is going to work out so well with my laptop to my. We'll see. I'm rearranging the room, guys. So it's kind of like everything's kind of like, well, where is everything? Okay, so I did a little just my own little test, so I can tell. I wanted to get the colors as close as possible. Okay, you're awake now? Hey, Carol Renee. I wanted to get the colors as close to each other as possible. So, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and test. We're going to test on craft, white, and black. And it's probably going to flash out some because of the white paper. But we're going to give it a go. Yeah, it got a little bright there, didn't it? Maybe if I turn the brightness down just a little. Let's see here. Because with the white paper, it wants to, there we go. It wants to flash out because of the white paper. And then here's, maybe I'll put the black over. Let's put the white on it so that we can see all 3. No, now the black needs to go. There we go. Now we can see all 3 colors. Okay, so we're just going to do, and again, it's not going to be a full-on like review of these pencils. It's just going to be a little bit, and I think I should go this way so I can go across the top. Well, I don't know. I don't think it really matters. So if y'all have any questions, put them in caps. I don't know that I can answer them all, but we're going to play for just a little bit to see if we can do a little. There we go. Now we have room. We focused. Let's see. So, yeah, let's pull this back here to focus. I think that's good. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with the Prismacolor. Those are the ones I'm most familiar with. I'm only barely familiar with Luminance. I'm not familiar with Polychromas hardly at all, nor am I familiar with the Holbein since I just got them. So it's going to be a learning curve for me as well. My Prismacolors I've used for as many years as I can remember, but you know, that's the only one that I'm going to be familiar with. So first off, I am going to just, I have them a little bundled here so I can keep them all, you know, together here. I'm trying to make sure I'm in camera with all of them. All right, let me go ahead and let's write the names down first. Okay, so we're going to do Prisma, and I'm going to do it in big letters so you can see. Okay, then we're going to do, let's kind of space them out, Poly, Chromos, then we're going to do Luminance, and then we're going to do Holbein, or Holbein, I'm not sure. Okay. All right, so first on the Prisma, and I'll go across here on all of them. Okay, so I'm going to start with the, let's start with the yellow, and I'm probably going to have to turn it a little, and I'm going to put hard pressure. I'm going to tell you how they feel, and then we're going to do another, we'll carry on over here where we'll layer. Right now, I'm just going to put the colors down, so you can see I tried to pick the same colors. Okay, I mean, they're not going to be the same names, but similar. Okay, so this is Prisma Canary Yellow. And I'm going to bear down just so you can see the actual color. Okay. And then this is Crimson Red. And y'all know I love me some Prismas. They're smooth and waxy. So I'm, you know I'm a fan of those. I got to kind of come over here. I'm not. And then I have Cobalt Blue Hue, because it seemed to be like the best blue I could find to match with all the other blues. All right, let me go ahead and make some. Okay, let's see if I can fit them all in there. Okay, is it flashing out, guys? It is. It's flashing out. Maybe I should move the. It's because of the white paper. Because of the white paper. Maybe I put the brown under there. I don't think there's nothing I can really do about that white paper flash. All right. Then we're going to do white over here. And this is just the plain, just the white, not over black paint. We're going to do it over black paint too. Okay. So there is the white over just black paper. Can you, maybe if I move this lamp, let's see here. Is that going to help? There we go. The lamp is what is putting the glare. All right, moving the lamp. Now it's kind of a glare over here, but it's not too bad. Prisma probably third, and Polychromos, it took a little more pressure to get it down. Now that doesn't mean anything, because like I said, I layer and I never do that anyway, except for these demos, right? I never bear down and try to get off full coverage like that. So to me, personally, that doesn't matter as far as which ones, get down smoother, quicker, because that's not how I roll with pencils. All right, so now we're going to go over here and we're going to put them on black. So let's just see what happens over pure black paper. I'm also going to swatch over here some black paint, but let's try the paper first. And then on the craft paper, I'm going to try to do a little blending as well. We got plenty of room to try different things. I have a list here of things I wanted to test. Okay. All right, so we already went on white paper, went on black paper, we're testing the opacity of the white. To me, I don't know. It's kind of not really too hard. Let me go back over them again. Let's see. Again, the Holbein goes down pretty fast. Okay. Then the Luminance. It goes down just as fast, but I can tell this just feels oily. It feels oilier. Okay. Not that there's anything, I think it's kind of what you just get used to. Okay, the Polychromos. It's a little, I would say of the 4 pencils, and when I say scratchy, guys, I don't want you to think that it feels like and I don't even want to use Crayola because they're not bad pencils. I don't want you to think of this as like, meaning that's not good. But I can just feel it. It's a little more, and I say scratchy, but don't take it in oh my God, they're scratchy. It's not like that, okay? It just doesn't feel as smooth as the other 4. Not that that matters in the blending process. So you can see, just looking at it here, I may say the Luminance is the whitest. But look, guys, it's really not that noticeable to me. Maybe I think the Luminance might be just a bit, yes, not as smooth. Thank you, Terry. But it's not terrible. It's not like some pencils I've used, you can literally feel it scratchy. It's not that. It's not that. Okay. Yeah, just not quite as smooth. Yeah, they're harder lead. Yeah, thanks. Yes. So Janet said they're harder lead, but nice pigment. That's a good way to describe it. It is. It's a harder lead. Not scratchy. Let me write that down, Janet, because that's a good note. Oh, sorry, guys. Let me move my cord just a little, because I keep wanting to bump into it. I have it too much slack in my cord. Okay. Yeah, let me write that down next to my polys. They're harder lead. Yeah, let me write that down, because I'm trying to keep my notes. Okay, see, I've got my little pre-notes here. Thanks, guys.